You ready?
There you go.
Not having that rattling around.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Obviously, a massive day. Leicester go to Newcastle. The game is now puts it in our hands, and I don't know. I just feel like I think we can go and win there. I want to know what you guys think. What you think? Obviously, I've got Reedy here. I've got Sam here. Let's start with you, Reedy. You've been pretty Mr. Miserable Guts the last week or so. I just think it's in our hands today. 90 minutes up at Newcastle. Probably the statistics from this season show we're not going to do it, but I don't know. Time for Leicester to turn up, Reedy, and do us something.
I hope so, but again, I've been Mr. Positive all season. I've been told to not have the positivity all season, and now it's got to the point where we've got 2 games left, and like Vardy said in his post-match interview, that it is 2 wins. You've got to win 2. You've got to get 2 wins, and if you do get the 2 wins, you stay up. It's guaranteed now. If you do win, you stay up. But again, you've left it to the last 2 games. Newcastle's very hard, especially at their ground. As much as say they weren't the greatest at Leeds when they played them, but they still need points to make sure they get top 4. So for me, I can't see a win, but a draw I'd be happy with, and hopefully Everton draw on the last day.
Sam, I mean, listen, it is going to be tough going up to Newcastle tonight, but it's not impossible.
No, I wouldn't say it's impossible. Obviously, I'm realistic when it comes to.
I don't want you to be realistic
situations.
Today.
Well,
no, you carry on.
It is possible. Again, I'll let you know an hour before before kickoff to see what team goes, because if I see Tielemans and Didi Samari in that lineup, you just know they're not going to give you any aggression, any passion in the midfield. And we know a Newcastle lad down there, and he says that they've got pretty much pretty bog standard midfield with a lot of their injuries at the moment. So if there's any a time to dominate midfield against Newcastle, it would be tonight's game. But we have to be, on it from the minute one, and we can't do the typical, we'll play okay maybe for 10, 15 minutes and we'll do something silly, give away the ball, and we concede from a silly mistake like that, and then we completely capitulate.
I mean, Reedy, we talked there about we've got to have a go. Sam was talking about the midfield there. Wouldn't play Yuri Tielemans. What would you do with that midfield?
Well, we all know that Mendy has to start. I'm sorry, but we've seen that we've won 7 of the 8 games we've won all season when he's been in the midfield. He has to start for me. Dewsbury, if he's fit, Gasket put in. I think he's probably got near the same stats as well as Mendy in the winning games wise. And then, as much as I'm not a big fan of Maddison at the moment, you've got to play in him. But other than that, do you play in that over midfield? Do you play wingers, or do you play an extra midfielder in someone like Pratt? I don't know, but again, I wouldn't use wingers. So I'd play more midfielders, and that's where I'd probably put Mendy, Pratt, KDH, and then Maddison in front of them all. I
mean, much as I hate to say it, but could Maddison be playing for potentially one of the new clubs he might go to in the summer, so therefore we'll put in a decent performance?
Maybe, and I could easily see it, but the problem is the last few games, and has cost us a lot of the last few games as well, that Maddison's not performed well. And I feel like he's trying too hard at times, and that's what's killing him, because he's trying too hard and it just goes worse. So for me, yes, hopefully, maybe like I say, Yuri Tielemans, if he starts, hopefully it's a performance where he gets a move. But again, it all depends on how the team performs, and I want to have any of them 2 in if I could, but they're going to be in there.
It's going to be an interesting one. I mean, let us know in the comments what you think tonight. I've just got this, I don't know, I just feel like we can go there and win today, which there's no logic to it apart from, there's some games where you go, look, last year, if you'd have said you've got to go to Newcastle and win, we'd have all been saying, yeah, we can do that because, we've had a good squad, and effectively a lot of the squad's the same. I mean, Nacho may or may not be fit for tonight. We don't know, but if he is, you're going to put him in.
I saw the official club do a post. It's match day graphic, and Nacho was in it, so I can only assume he's going to play. Otherwise, what's the point of putting him in the graphic? That's just me being, I'm choosing logic on that one, I guess. But if Nacho is fit, I think he walks back into the team. He was playing, probably our best player for the past few weeks. Prior to him getting injured, he sets up obviously that nice goal against Leeds, was it? I think that got us a draw for Vardy. So again, I think he's just one of those players that you know he's going to leave it on the pitch the way he plays. And I just think that tonight we need to have a pure passion team out there. Like I said, I put Drewsville in if he's fit. I put Mendy in because, again, you know he's going to give you. Does Dean Smith do it? I don't think he does. I think, again, you're going to see a very similar team to what we've been playing regardless, with Samari in there and Ndidi and, you know, even Tielemans. I think all three of them could be in and around the team. But it's a tough one. Can we beat Newcastle? Yes, we can beat them. Do we need to beat them? Yes. If we come out with a draw, is it the end of the world? No. But it really does then put it, again, it's out of our hands again if we draw. Because even if we win against West Ham, we're relying on Everton to not pick up anything and Leeds to not get anything as well. So for me, 6 points, 2 wins in the last 2 games is guaranteed safety. So the lads just need to put a shift in for 180 minutes and win 2 games, and that's all it's going to take for us to stay in the league. Like you said, if Madison wants to play for a move and for a better club, then if he wants to go down as a hero at his club and not a villain, because I think if we got relegated, a lot of fans would see him as, you know, he's left on maybe bad terms. But if he did help keep us up and put in 2 stellar performances in the last 2 games, I think a lot of fans were like, well, you've kept us in the Premier League at least, so fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's my thing, see what people think. But we've got, like Sam's just said, there's 2 games to win. That's the ask. And I know this season you say that's a big ask, but we went on a run earlier on in the season before the World Cup. We beat Villa away, we beat Spurs at home. If you said you've got to beat Newcastle away and you've got to beat West Ham at home, and that guarantees you safety in the Premier League. Yes, I know this season it's a big ask, but we've won the league before. We've won FA. You know, it's not impossible.
It's not a big ask. It's not a big.
So the players need to pull one out the backsides and do it.
It's not even a big ask, really. We were saying it earlier on today that realistically, it's not a big ask. 2 games out of 38 games just to win. And yes, it might be a hard fixture against Newcastle, but on any single day, you can beat any team. We've beat Man City away before.
Yeah, it's not Newcastle impossible. Away is not Man City away.
You've just got to be on form, and you've got to make sure there's no errors. Because again, like the first goal against Liverpool, we did 1 error and it cost us, and then it cost us another one straight away, and then it could have nearly cost us another one to be 3-0 down in about 10 minutes. So it's just, you just can't make any errors, and you've got to be on form, because if any player's not giving it all, you're already losing out.
Yeah. I was quite frustrated with some of these. The genie offered me this posts. That's really hacked me off. I think there's 2 games to go. We've got to win at Newcastle. Like you said, if it's a draw, a draw is better than a defeat, obviously. And even if we lose tonight, we've got something to go for on Sunday. But tonight, it's all about the players pulling one out the bag that nobody else sees. The fans need it. The club needs it. It would be a legacy, like Sam says, for people like Madison and Tielemans. If they can suddenly pull this out of the bag, what a difference it would be.
It's not even that. It's just even like the first 10 minutes. If you can be on the front foot and I wouldn't say score, but just make sure you're the team on top. It will just already kind of give you some confidence, give you some passion to support the team. But the 1,000 fans that are going, there's not going to be many of them. But if we have a good start, then it will help them out. And again, like I say, we've conceded the first goal in the last 17 games now. Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Nobody expected Everton to go to Brighton and win 5-1. You know, these things can happen, Sam. I'm going to try and push you for maybe not a score prediction, but an outcome prediction today.
I think if I was to have an outcome, for me, the biggest thing we need to go in is just not fold on ourselves after we make a mistake. Because we're probably going to make a mistake, as most teams would in a game. There'd be 1 or 2 mistakes that a player would make individually. We've seen it happen. Liverpool, it was Fies, he just left the ball completely, air-shotted it, let it bounce over his head, and they scored the opening goal. So if we were to do something like that against Newcastle, and there's a very high chance we do make a mistake and they will capitalise on it. They've got very good attacking threat, regardless of their midfield being a bit weak. So I think the biggest thing tonight would just be, even because I've seen it before where we fold when we make a mistake and nothing even happens. We make a mistake, they have a shot and it goes out for a corner, then our mentality of the players just drops completely. So I'd say the biggest thing tonight would just see some passion on the pitch, because we've not seen that maybe in a few games this year when we've had some Spurs and Villa's been a bit more of a boosted performance. But apart from that, I just like to see a bit of, if we try and we lose, because let's be honest, Newcastle, they're third for a reason. It's because they've had a really good season. If we just go out and leave it all on the pitch, that's all we can ask for really today, because we've not seen it at all this whole season. So score prediction, I couldn't give you one really, because I don't know which Leicester's going to turn up. Could be either one. My heart says 2-1. I don't think we're going to have a clean sheet, but my head's probably saying we'll get thumped 4-0. So again,
let's stick with your heart. 2-1.
Yeah.
Sam says 2-1 to Leicester. Reedy?
I've already said my prediction once. I'm going to say again 1-0. I'll be happy with a draw. I think everyone would be happy with a draw, but it'd be even better to get a win. So anything more than a draw, I think will be amazing, wouldn't it? So I'll take a draw just so we're not losing, and then hopefully we go to West Ham and get a result. But like I say, I'll take a draw, and anything more is better.
Okay, let us know. I'm just an idiot, by the way, because I actually think we can go tonight and win. There's something about tonight where everything's saying Newcastle will win, so therefore I think Leicester will just pull it out of the bag. Drop in the comments below whether you think Leicester can do it, what a score prediction will be.
Score prediction for you, actually.
Score prediction, I'm going to say 3-2 Leicester, last-minute goal, Jamie Vardy. There's something happening today in my head. I'm just losing the plot, probably. Let us know, and don't forget, tonight you can join Michael and Elijah on the watch-along. They'll be doing that, and Locks will be doing a full-time whistle show. So get your views in, get your comments in, and join the watch-along.